What's going on, everyone? This is Luke from South Beach Sports, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to discuss the Miami Heat's 118-115 victory over the Utah Jazz. The Heat did have a 18-point lead midway through the fourth quarter, and the Jazz went on a huge run to cut the lead to, I think, 2 points at one point, and the Heat ended up winning by 3. Should have won by more, but the Jazz are a very good team, probably the best team in the West at this point. So it was, despite the comeback, a very impressive victory. You guys know it's a Heat dub, so I got the pink bucket hat on, looking very foolish with the headphones, but nonetheless, let's get it started. So let's start first with the box scores for today. Let's start off with the Jazz. The Jazz were led scoring by none other than Donovan Mitchell, who had 37 points on 14 for 28 shooting. He was fantastic. The Heat could not guard him. Mitchell's one of the best scorers in the NBA, one of the best young players in the NBA, and he's a player that I would love to eventually join the Heat sometime in the future. I absolutely love Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley also chipped in with 18 points. He played tremendous in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. He's so great off the pick and roll. He always knows when to shoot a floater, when to dish it off to his big, when to throw a lob pass. He's so good at probing with the ball. He's such a good point guard, and I love watching Mike Conley play. Bogdanovich also had 16 points. Royce O'Neal had 15 points. Very good performance by O'Neal. He shot 3 for 4 from 3. He's a very good and versatile defender. I really like what I saw from him. And the Heat kept Rudy Gobert in check. He only had 8 points and 8 rebounds. So let's talk about the Heat now. The Heat were led in scoring by Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero had 29 points, Jimmy Butler also chipped in with 27. He was very good, especially in that second half. Kyle Lowry had one of his better games as a member of the Heat. He was very efficient. He had 20 points on 8 for 11 shooting. He also had a triple-double. First, add that in. He had a triple-double, his first triple-double as a member of the Heat. He had 12 rebounds and 10 assists. Bam Adebayo also played a very good game. He finished with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. I think, at least in my opinion, this was Bam Adebayo's best game from the mid-range, which is very important because you can't have Bam consistently rolling to the basket against Rudy Gobert, who is arguably the best rim protector of all time. Bam Adebayo was able to sit in that 15-foot mid-range area and just consistently hit those mid-range shots, which was great. It put such a pressure on the defense. One thing that it did on one play is that it brought Rudy Gobert out of the paint, and Jimmy Butler was able to hit a backdoor cut down the middle of the lane, and Bam Adebayo hit him with a bounce pass, and Butler finished with the layup. That's what Bam Adebayo shooting mid-range shots does for a defense. Not only does it just boost his confidence, but also opens up so many different lanes and different avenues for that Heat offense to take. Tyler Hero was tremendous. Like I said, he had 29 points. He hit 6 threes, which I believe is a season high. Not sure on that, but I believe it's a season high for him. And he was great, again, just navigating through ball screens. His passing is so much improved from last season. He had some good defensive stops as well. Definitely one of the better performances from Tyler Hero this season. Duncan Robinson, again, struggled. He only finished the game with 3 points off 1 for 5 shooting, and he was not seen in the Heat's closing lineup. The Heat opted to play Caleb Martin instead of Duncan Robinson in that closing lineup. Speaking of Martin, he played tremendously. Like, he was very, very good, especially except for that missed layup that he had in that fourth quarter. He was very good. This was his best game as a member of the Heat. I believe he had 10 points. Let me just fact check that. He had 9 points on 4 for 6 shooting. He had 4 rebounds. I like his defense. I like his energy a lot. He really fits with that Heat culture of just energy and just nonstop hustle. And the addition of him as a two-way contract guy was tremendous. For the Heat. He'll be a rotational guy for throughout the season, and he's going to play some key minutes for this team as we advance and possibly even in the playoffs. He's that good, and I think he could be that important coming off of the Heat's bench. So I think I'm going to title this video, "Are the Miami Heat the best team in the NBA?" Which is a very fair question to ask. I mean, they just beat the Jazz, who before this game were 7-1. They were the top team in the West, best record in the NBA, and this was a very good win for the Heat. I know they let the Jazz climb back in this game. The Heat, like I said, they had an 18-point lead. The Jazz cut it to 3, but that's what really good teams do. And the Jazz are a very, very good team. Don't let their performance in the playoffs last year fool you. They're a good team. A lot of what happened in the playoffs last season was, I'm not going to say it was Rudy Gobert's fault. It had to do a lot with their lack of perimeter defense. It had to do a lot with the injury of Mike Conley. And I think if that series were to happen again with a fully healthy Mike Conley, I think the Jazz would have probably advanced to the Western Conference Finals. But nonetheless, that's a very good team. And one thing that I like about the Jazz is that they're starting to diversify their offense. Their offense last season was predicated on ball rotations, reversals, getting defenses rotating, and just catching them lacking on ball movements and working your way into open three-point shots. While the Jazz still do that, and that's still like the bread and butter of that Jazz offense, they do a lot more. They're trying a lot of different stuff, ball screens, getting Rudy Gobert a little bit more involved in that low post, trying out different stuff with Donovan Mitchell, and it's working. I mean, I think come playoff time, if you see a more diverse Jazz offense, that'll really fare really well for them. I really like the addition of Eric Pascal in that offseason. I think he's a really versatile defender, and that's something that the Jazz really need, especially in that perimeter. I still think they are a wing defender away from really, I don't want to say contending, because I think they're a contender in the West regardless, but I think they're a wing defender away from becoming my possible favorite coming out of the West. The Jazz are in good position, man. The Jazz are a very, very good team, and considering that the Heat just beat the Jazz and the Heat are currently 7-2, I'm not sure where this puts them in these Eastern Conference standings. Could put them at first place. I'm not exactly sure, but I think we really have to have the conversation that the Heat are the best team in the league. That's just what I think. Kyle Lowry again was tremendous. When Kyle Lowry is aggressive, man, there is no team that can stop the Heat. Period. Point blank. When the Heat's offense is moving and when Kyle Lowry is able to get that three-point shot falling, they can do anything. Kyle Lowry, just his off-ball movements and his off-ball motions. One play that I remember vividly, Jimmy Butler was driving baseline and Kyle Lowry moved or motioned over from the wing to the corner to place himself into Jimmy Butler's line of sight, and Butler hit him with the pass. Kyle Lowry hit the open three, and those are the type of plays that Kyle Lowry makes. He's a very smart player, not only with the ball in his hands, but with the ball not in his hands. I think I said that right. But anyways, guys, I want to cut off these post-game shows a little bit shorter just because I feel like they tend to drag on a little bit more when they're like 14, 15 minutes long. So I think I'm going to cut off right here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on the Heat Jazz game, and I will catch you later. I'm going to try to do a post-game show after the Heat Nuggets game next Monday at 9, which is the Heat's next game, and it's a very important game for the Heat. They play in Denver, and Nikola Jokic is playing out of his mind. I saw the stat today that Nikola Jokic is literally leading the Nuggets in every statistical category. Like every single statistical category: points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, three-point percentage, field goal percentage. He's leading them in everything. And I think there really needs to be a more mainstream conversation that Nikola Jokic is possibly a top 3 to top 5 player in the NBA, which is a conversation that I don't think is had quite enough. So anyways, guys, like I said, there might be a post-game show after that game. I'm not sure. It's going to be pretty late. So you guys will see if there's a post-game show or not. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you later. Peace.